Welcome to Online Sports Talk. Today, we're going to be talking about something that I've been weighing in on all day in multiple places, and that is going to be the Jamaal Williams Detroit Lions falling out contract dispute thing. I'm going to be touching on a few different angles of this, so please bear with me to the end. I will also have some links in the description below for you to go and check out, such as the Jamaal Williams press conference that he did for the New Orleans Saints. And that one has some things in there, and kind of a hard watch as a Jamaal Williams and Detroit Lions fan, to be honest. So with that, let's just talk about the facts that we know. Dave Burkett had said that the Lions and Jamaal Williams, that the Lions had offered him a comparable contract to the Montgomery contract. What that means exactly, we do not know. But what we do know is that Montgomery received a 3-year, total of $18 million contract, right? $4.5 million of that is his signing bonus. His base salary is only $1.25 million. So when you hear some fans saying we overpaid for him because they're thinking, oh, 3 years, $18 million, $6 million a year, it doesn't quite work like that. His base salary is $1.25 million. And when people refer to like running backs in the Super Bowl era, the numbers they're referring to at $2 million per year is base salary. So he's under that, so we're fine there. His cap hit is going to be $2.85 million. His dead cap shouldn't matter too much, but $8.75 million. And he gets a roster bonus every year he makes the team of $500,000, $500,000. It's just like a hair under that. Okay, that's what we know that Montgomery got, right? So comparable could mean so many different things there. Maybe, Jamaal Williams was offered something in the neighborhood of the same base salary. Maybe it was similar to the similar signing bonus and things like that. We know Jamaal Williams got 3 years, $12 million total from the Saints. Now his signing bonus is $3.9 million, which Montgomery's is $4.5 million. I would say that's comparable. It's similar. His base is $1.1 million, whereas again Montgomery's is $1.25 million. So again, I would still say that's comparable. He does not get a roster bonus as far as we know. And his cap hit is going to be $1 million less than Montgomery. It's $1.88 million, and his dead cap is $8.15. On paper, looking at the numbers, it's very comparable to what Montgomery got from the smaller standpoint, right? Obviously not the overall total. We know Jamaal Williams was on a 2-year, $6 million deal the last 2 years. And, so there's that. Now, some of the stuff I've heard people speculating on, based on Dave Burkett's article. So these are articles I've seen by radio stations, online sports podcasters, blogs, I've seen on YouTube videos, and all these other people speculating, right? Some people have said they've heard that it was a 2-year deal, and other people have said that they heard it was a 3-year deal that was offered to Jamaal Williams. The other thing about all this is Jamaal in the press conference said the Lions contract was disrespectful. Throughout the conference, he seemed, he had his personality like he always does. He was excited to talk about Pokemon and things like that. Very animated. However, it looked like he was trying to seem excited about being down in New Orleans. And, I think he is excited to be there. Obviously, he's getting paid well, and he's going to be at a team where he's going to have a chance. He's going to get a shot, So that's exciting for him, I think. He's going to be playing with David Carr, a really good quarterback, So there's some good things there. So I could see him being excited about that. However, again, his demeanor, he seemed a little bit antsy and like he's trying to make himself more excited than he already is, in my opinion. There were some different points in the press conference where he said some things that caught my attention, and I'm going to link to this so you guys can go watch this. He said that he was very excited to show what he can do, excited to show you guys his speed that he wasn't able to show before. He made comments about not being the type of running back that people have been saying he is, alluding to the fact that he's not just a short yardage back. And then he made a comment at some point about how people point out that a lot of his touchdowns are 1 yard or less, right? All that stuff was kind of interesting, right? Because to me, I wonder if maybe in the contract negotiations with Detroit, if they said, hey, this is how we see you as a short yardage back or a 1 yard back. Based on that, this is what we're going to pay you, and that's part of, NFL negotiations, according to like the Pat McAfee show and McAfee show, things like that. They've mentioned that during contract negotiations, teams will point out that you are this and this and this, but maybe not this. And so sometimes it can get real personal with players, right? In the press conference, he also made some statements like the fact that the Saints know how to win a Super Bowl and it's already a winning organization and they've been to the playoffs and things like that. And it was very interesting. I don't know if that was a dig at Detroit. Maybe not. Reading into it a little, but I'm just going to take it at face value. I don't think it means anything. I just think it means he's happy to be where he's at. Now, the other thing I kept seeing people say today, in fact, Woodward Sports, which I really appreciate the content they put out, love their YouTube channel. They had came out and said that, in an article, I think it was Thomas Chavez wrote it, and he quoted Burkett. But then there's a whole paragraph, and I want to read this exactly how it was said. So he quotes Burkett. The Lions attempted to re-sign Williams and offered him a contract similar to the one they gave Montgomery, but pivoted to Montgomery as Williams' agent shopped the market for better deals, Burkett said in his report. Then, this next paragraph is Woodward Sports. If Burkett's reporting is correct, Williams' agent turned down nearly $6 million per year annually. So right away, he's saying they turned it down. That doesn't mean you turned down the previous offer. All it means is you didn't accept that offer. As somebody, so I used to work in real estate. We used to write contracts. We'd submit offers, and sometimes multiple offer situations with multiple people. You understand how real estate works. Because they didn't take your first offer, that doesn't necessarily mean they rejected it right then and there, right? So with that, anyways, so the phrasing in this article I didn't agree on. Next, he says, instead, his client had to settle for roughly $4 million annually. Not necessarily. I mean, we don't know what a similar contract means. Because maybe it was similar. Maybe it was less years, though. Maybe it was a 2-year contract for Jamaal Williams. Then in that vein, yeah, it might have been more annually, but over the course of the long term, maybe it didn't have the same amount of guaranteed money. Nobody knows outside of the people involved and who they've told what these contracts are. The next paragraph is, anywhere near a 3-year, $18 million contract is good money for a veteran running back nearing his 30s. It is a contract that without his agent in the picture, Williams likely would have signed in a heartbeat. Williams is 27. A 3-year contract means he will be 30 at his next contract negotiation. So, yes, he's a little bit older, but, I mean, let's not act like the dude's career is over. Reading this, I could see why some fans feel the way they do and be like, oh, screw Jamaal. Because there was a lot of people today who I think did a 180 based on this reporting. And not just this site, because I've seen other sites piggyback the same sentiment and stuff like that, based on the original stuff that didn't really go into detail what similar contract meant, right? Again, I went over the numbers with you guys. There's a lot of things that are similar. If it was a 2-year contract, though, and it was even less than what he got from the Saints, I mean, like, not as much guaranteed, maybe a smaller signing bonus, or who knows, then yeah, maybe he did feel disrespected, right? So in his press conference, he said he felt disrespected, right? He looked hurt. He looked sad. He brought up things throughout the whole conversation that almost felt like things were personal, such as being a short yardage back, and maybe his touchdowns were inflated because they were all 1-yard touchdowns and stuff like that. So I highly recommend you go check out that if you want to hear about it. I personally think he probably got offered less money I don't think his agent failed to present an offer. Obviously, as somebody who's done representation for people before, it's very important that you present all offers. Now, his agents, they understand fair market value. They knew he wasn't worth some ridiculous amount like $8, $9, $10 million per year. They knew that based on his age, his production, his career. Yeah, he had a great year. If you look at previous years, 400 yards a season? Montgomery has 800 yards per season on average, and he played behind a worse offensive line. So, it is what it is there. It is an upgrade. I know some Lions fans have argued it's not just by looking at like their yards per average and stuff. But when you look at the offensive lines and other statistics, like the fact that Montgomery was tied for first in broken tackle rating with Chubb, I mean, it's an upgrade. So I'm going to focus on the positive, with this. I think Montgomery's, going to be a good running back. I'm going to miss Jamaal Williams. I loved his personality. I hope when he does decide to hang it up, I hope he has a podcast or a YouTube channel. I think he's extremely entertaining. I love Jamaal Williams. I'm a huge fan. Would love to hang out with the guy. I'm a big nerd myself, so my nerddom doesn't go into anime as much as it goes into other things like Dungeons and Dragons, and video games and stuff like that. But love Jamaal Williams, love his passion, his personality, and he is going to be missed here in Detroit by a lot of fans. So that's that. I've weighed in on it. I've kind of given my perspective on all angles. I'm just a fan with opinions. Based on what I saw, I think it was just business. I don't think anybody screwed up here. I don't think the Lions organization screwed up. I don't think Jamaal Williams screwed up. I definitely don't think his agent screwed up. I think when it comes down to it, he didn't have the deal he wanted from Detroit. I do think he got a better deal probably from the Saints. He was weighing his options, apparently didn't respond to the Lions in time for that offer to stand. They started talking to Montgomery. Once they found that out, there may have been a time where Jamaal tried to go back and say, hey, we'll accept that offer. But at that point, maybe the Lions pulled it. We don't know. And maybe that's where the real hurt comes, because he maybe got excited that he was going to accept the deal they originally offered. I don't know. Just speculation, but I feel like there's a lot of speculation going out there that's by sources that many view as reputable. So again, with that, that's my thoughts. Would love to hear what you think below. If you disagree, let me know. My next video I'm planning on doing is talking about Lions free agency as of about 6 p.m. Friday the 17th. So if you're interested in hearing my takes on the Lions free agency, where it's at, what I'd like to see them do, maybe how it impacts the draft, then hit that subscribe button and come back for the next one. We will see you guys next time.